t'appelle dans tes rêves. Une vie jamais en paix. Alors tu tiens au bord des gouffres, aussi fin qu'infini, et le destin peut s'abattre sur toi pendant que le diable frappe là à ta porte. So are you restless? Each night you hear the drums of war. Awaken, awaken, the voice begins to call you while you hunger. A taste of destiny you're searching for. Awaken, awaken, the fight is at your door. Take up the call.
Pour décider qui sera sacré champion d'Europe ici à Montpellier. Veuillez accueillir vos finalistes. L'équipe qui a gagné 2 splits cette année et la plus titrée d'Europe du tout Esports. Sur la top lane, Brokenblade. Dans la jungle, Yike. Sur la mid lane, en ADC de retour à la maison, et on va récolter au support, Mikyx. Une fois de plus pour chez nous, s'il vous plaît, des applaudissements.
Il est temps d'accueillir leurs rivaux historiques. Ils se sont hissés en grande finale en réalisant un parcours titanesque. Mesdames et messieurs, voici les Fnatic. Sur la top lane, Wunder. Dans la jungle, Razork. Sur la mid lane, Humanoid. Au poste de carrière AD, Noir. Et leur support, Trymbi. Un dernier combat pour le titre de champion d'Europe. L'enjeu n'a jamais été aussi grand. Mesdames et messieurs, une nouvelle fois, innovation pour G2 Fnatic.
I want to show for the good.
to kick off the grand final. Fnatic and G2 facing off against each other. And a little bit of mischief there from Jinx as well to kick us off. I'm Medic, I'm joined by Caedrel and by Vedius for the cast today. And what a historic day it is, gentlemen. 1,099 days since these two teams last faced off in a final.
Oh, you always get so emotional when you're hitting the arena. The roar of this crowd is like something very special. And to hear the G2 chants already, the Fnatic fans are coming in strong. How can we not be excited for what will be a fantastic grand final?
My ears were blown out when Hansama was announced coming onto the stage. All of the French fans went ballistic as soon as they heard his name. A lot of crowd support for G2, a lot of crowd support for Fnatic as well. I feel like the fan base has really been revitalized towards the later stages of the year when everything looked doom and gloom. The fire is ignited once again.
It really is. You have to remember, for Fnatic, it has been 5 long years since they last picked up an LEC title, all the way back in 2018. That's when Camps was playing for them, and when they made the World's Finals. For G2, slightly more recent memory than winning a title. Obviously, they picked up both Winter and Summer here. Did lose to Rogue last time we were in an arena, though.
And I think a lot of people are favoring G2 coming into this. Similar to last year, you know, where they did falter to Rogue in those finals. And you always thought, you know, despite Rogue taking down Fnatic in those semis last year, you really favored G2. And I think it's a similar story here. G2, definitely the favorites, but Fnatic have got magic. They've got a lot of magic behind them and a lot of momentum as well. You bring in Wunder as a substitute. He's already played 10 games for Fnatic competitively in these last 2 weeks. That's an entire regular season he's got under his belt with Fnatic. Coming into his 11th now in the first game of this series. I think they'll know exactly how they want to plan things out. Fnatic very limited when it comes to picks. G2 very, very creative and has a lot of answers.
Gents, I'm just so excited that we have Humanoid versus Caps in a final.
Yeah,
like,
first
it's
time
never
ever.
happened before. How insane is that? Humanoid, he kind of took the spot away from Caps. He was touted as the best mid laner for such a long time. Caps very quickly came back to reclaim that title as top dog in Europe, and it feels like that both are in their form right now. It feels like based on their performances throughout the season finals, they are ready to play, they're ready to showcase the best of what they can be, and we know that in an environment like this is where these players thrive.
It is. This is where the clutch happens, you know, because players either play incredibly aggressive and they get lost in chaos, or they play incredibly reserved and they try to slow things down. It's the clear-headed players that, amongst all this crowd, the stage vibrating, the noise, that you actually make that concise plan and execute it correctly. And if you don't, everything just falls apart around you. So it's about keeping the energy, keeping your team on the same page, keeping everyone calm, I think, in these moments.
I mean, it's going to be interesting because we talk about these two veterans, rookies alongside them to a live arena like this for the grand finals. Razork never making a finals in his career. Yike, of course, only joining the roster this year. It's going to be so interesting to see how they can handle the pressure, handle the nerves. Perhaps they've already gotten used to it. Perhaps this is just another day in the office for them. Razork getting to play yesterday, getting used to the stage. I'm very excited to see MVP Mikyx as well in the bot lane going up against Trymbi, who was in form in his series yesterday.
He is in fine form, but it's G2. It's always been G2 throughout the whole year. If they didn't drop that best of 5 to Mad in spring, there's a very high chance they would have won the entire split, and then it would be the golden road for G2 domestically. All-Pro, 5 All-Pro, MVP, Rookie of the Year in Yike, you know, winning almost every finals, but they didn't make it in spring and they dropped the ball. And G2 are very upset about that. They really want to make sure they put a stamp on Europe here in this best of 5 and claim that season finals title. But Fnatic and Magic is ready to stop them. Into draft we go. Fnatic already taking away the Ivor, and Tristana is something you've got to look at, especially for Fnatic. Talia taken away from Razork, no surprise there. The Poppy ban onto Wunder. Maybe Brokenblade was saying to Dylan, I don't really have any picks into it. He gets away with murder if he picks up blind. So let's try and kind of close that pool down a bit.
And the thing is as well, Fnatic have looked towards the Renekton blind, and we know that Brokenblade has an answer to that. The Kled obviously worked so well for them a couple of weeks ago. There's the Tristana ban away by G2, actually. LeBlanc removed by Fnatic, so where will G2 go first? Probably the Rell.
The Rell, Maokai, it's got to be one of those two that you have to look at, and it's going to be the Rell. Fnatic can take the Maokai here. They need to be careful of Renekton, though. If they pick Renekton blind, Brokenblade will play Kled. If they pick Renekton Sejuani blind, he'll play Swain. They've got answers to this. This is the Poppy ban. Yesterday we saw a couple of Renekton bans, but it's just they're trying to get Wunder to pick it. They need to make sure they don't fall for that trap.
I mean, the challenge of playing into G2 is they often have answers for a lot of things. The Zyra is, of course, left up. Yesterday we saw Noah run amok on the champion, but it does seem that they want to make sure that Wunder gets his priority. He's been playing with this Renekton since he joined the Fnatic squad as a sub, and they're going to lock it in once again.
I think it's a trap, you know. I think G2, Did they go for the Kled now? I think Fnatic took the bait. They should know that they're going to play Kled into it, so I don't think Fnatic will be too surprised if Brokenblade locks it in.
I don't know. Did you see Wunder staring at Brokenblade as he locked it? I think he knows and he's challenging it.
Yeah,
I think he's like,
it's a game of chicken,
don't bring it, yeah.
Let's see the Kled in game 1. Let's see if you can answer my Renekton blind. Is G2 going to call the bluff? You know, they've gone for Azir already. I think that's a smart takeaway from Humanoid. Mad Lions did that yesterday, and it worked pretty well, getting it in Niski's hands. Are you going to pick Kled? Are you going to pick Xayah? These are the things that I'm asking myself.
I mean, G2 have a lot of flexibility. That Rell can always be flexed depending on what they're feeling. The ultimate question is, what will they do with this top lane pick? I know that Brokenblade has so many answers, so many options. Is he going to play it safe? He's going to go for the Cassante in game 1.
Okay, not something we have seen Brokenblade play it once, but not something we really know him for. Gives you a neutralizing matchup, at least in that top lane.
I'm surprised to see Azir. Caps' last game on Azir was week 2 of summer regular season. He's been playing Tristanas, Nikos, Lucians, LeBlancs. He's been very playmaking centric when it comes to G2 and unlocking him on the map. I'm surprised to see him in a game 1 final, so just pick Azir.
It seems to me that their goal is to limit Humanoid and his options in the mid lane. We saw him play the Talia, we saw him play the Trist. You take away the Azir, and you're forcing him down onto the few champions that he has left in the Kai'Sa and the Syndra. We see them making sure that they can get that Syndra locked in for Humanoid. Does mean that the Xayah can now be banned away by G2 as these AD carries start to get targeted from both sides.
There's always the option for G2 as well to just say, let's play a teamfight game. Let's just play it slow. Let's play something that isn't too explosive in the early game, because we know when we get to later teamfights, when we get to later battles, we're actually going to be able to out-skirmish and out-battle Fnatic.
But I think G2's trick up their sleeve was always throwing you off in game 1.
True.
You know, they throw you a Kled or they throw you a Lissandra support, and now you have to think about that for the entire series. G2 look very stock standard here. The Braum band covers off Kog'Maw Braum. I'm looking at Zeri now. I'm looking at Nautilus blind on 4 here for Fnatic.
I mean, Fnatic, yeah, you have to imagine that Nautilus will be a high priority. Whether or not they want to pair it up with the Kai'Sa or the Aphelios is up to them. Typically, we've seen Noah lean towards those champions, and G2, I think, smartly ban away the Nautilus, recognizing that this was something Trymbi had massive success on yesterday. The question is, will that Alistar still be a priority, or is that something that they exclusively wanted to keep alongside things like the Kalista?
Yeah, they could go Alistar here. Aphelios, Zeri are the 280 carries you think of on Noah, for Noah when it comes to this 4 pick here, so I don't think they're going to shy away from just giving counter pick to support. But with Braum and Nautilus down and Alistar blinded here from Mikyx, which could be likely, I wonder what they're going to pick into it. But Mikyx's not played any Alistar yet in summer. He hasn't touched it, but this champion is so powerful when things like the Nautilus and Braum are down. Rakan is still open as well, which is a very powerful champ, and obviously Nautilus being that counter is gone. The Alistar will do well into it.
See if that was what G2 decide to go in the bottom lane. Could see Fnatic picking up something like the Thresh just to give that Aphelios a little bit more safety. Obviously, it's a tried and true combination. There's the Kai'Sa for G2 first.
I'm a little surprised they didn't consider something like the Ezreal. If they wanted to go for a little bit more range, a little bit more poke. Mikyx, for those that don't know, originally when Mikyx joined the league many years ago, he was known as a Bard one trick. It was one of his favorite champions as well. But Rakan will naturally be the lock-in. Another form of reliable engage, locking Yike onto the Rell and rounding out G2's team composition.
Yeah, I think Trymbi kind of has to go Alistar here. Anything else would be a surprise. We saw, I think Leona can also work, but I think Alistar has to be the pick. We saw Thresh yesterday, didn't like it at all, especially in this much engage. Zilean would be...
the Hilly special.
They don't really have any burst though, you know, we really want Zilean into burst champions like Syndra, but you're against a lot of flat DPS here. So yeah, it's going to be an Alistar. I think the most surprising thing to me is we've got 2 very stock standard drafts. I didn't expect G2 to go the scaling route, the team fight route. I expected a very early game, kind of mid-centric skirmishing comp coming out of them. But yeah, G2 just playing it cool, playing it safe for this game 1. And Fnatic, we saw all these champions yesterday. I think you're no surprise, Noah, Aphelios, Trymbi's Alistar was fantastic in that game 5, and Humanoid Syndra.
Expectation should be that early game we don't see a huge amount of action. Bot prio could be a really important thing. Alistar doesn't have the easiest way of gaining control over the laning phase during those early levels, but Aphelios may be able, with a couple good trades, could force his way in. But regardless, this mid matchup as well, Caps versus Humanoid, to start off our best of 5, a matchup we were very excited to see. It will be a little safe in the early laning phase, but once we get into these team fights is where you're really going to feel the presence of these 2 mid laners.
Look, I was promised Bloodstone. Yesterday there were like 160 kills in 5 games. I was just hoping for that again, but obviously these 2 teams want to play it a little bit slower to kick things off. It's been a while since we've seen them on a stage against each other. Have to look all the way back to 2019 in Athens for their last arena game. That went to 5, seen as one of the greatest LEC Finals of all time. We can only hope for that once again today.
The rivalry reignited. Our first G2 versus Fnatic best of 5 of the whole year. And we're seeing it here at the season finals in Montpellier. I'm excited. Here we go. We're getting ready for game 1.
Teams and the Rift take center stage. We can only stand with bated breath and hope that this is a banger. Talked a little bit in the draft about what lanes will get priority, what we expect to see perhaps in the early game. It's France there, represented on Summoner's Rift. Maybe it's an Arcane Season 2 spoiler, who knows? Oh yeah, we just went to a boulangerie and had croissants. But what a weekend it's been. 2 5-game bangers so far with EMEA Masters and with Fnatic versus Mad yesterday. We see Invade coming in from Brokenblade here, getting some vision down, Wunder covering it off on the other side. Fnatic are doing the same.
G2 have, they've overcommitted resources here on this top side for that ward, maybe looking for a level 1 play. Hansama's been marking the bot side, but I'm not sure if Fnatic got spotted walking in here to this Raptors. You know, Razork can take 3 camps away from Yike. Is Mikyx gonna suspect it? He doesn't have a ward, so even if he does, he's going to be face-checking. Now it's on Fnatic's bot lanes pathing back to lane. They need to be very careful in how they approach this bot wave, because if you approach it from certain angles, it becomes obvious as to what you were doing in that level 1. So maybe they're going to run around the side of the ramp here, or maybe they'll hug the brush and go around the wall. Because otherwise, if they came from the left side, it becomes a bit obvious. So yeah, unsuspected here, G2. Unaware, but it's weird, because you'll see they have 2 wards level 1. They have 1 on the blue and 1 on the red.
Yep.
In the next 30 seconds, they're going to realize something's up when they don't see the Maokai on his buff.
The assumption has to be for Yike that his camps are being stolen. The map being split means that Hansama and Mikyx have to be very careful. We talked about how Alistar can struggle as a support during the early levels. There's not a huge amount of value that he can offer. You can already see Mikyx and Hansama posturing very far forward in the lane, getting that first level 2 and already looking for a trade. And it's this type of situation that Fnatic, I imagine, is hoping for. Is now there's an opportunity for Razork to wrap around and look for a gang. This
would catch them off guard. I'm waiting for the question mark pings on the minimap as to what Yike's saying. You know, where's Maokai? They're about to get a surprise as to where Maokai is. Oftentimes in situations like this, you need level 2 on bot and you need to focus down the Rakan. But if G2 can hold on for 5 seconds, they'll realize Raptors are gone and they should know now. Question mark pings coming out. But
Hansama though immediately walking away. How is he going to get out of this one? The Bramble smash short. Hansama dodges it to the advance of the cleanse. Hansama could flash away, but Trymbi going forward. Hansama low. The ignite's not going to be enough. The Trymbi down means that Trymbi falls for first blood. And Yike is coming in for more. Razork has to flash away. The crash down, but not quite able to connect. Noah and Razork should be able to walk this one out, but they are hella wounded.
Mikyx with the 3-man knock-up to secure first blood for G2. Fnatic had the perfect plan, but the execution just was better by Mikyx. The way that this bot lane navigated that play, spectacular for G2. They draw first blood.
I'll see that again, because this was a game of chicken. Razork wanted Hansama to flash here, that's why he backsteps. W comes in, cleanses it. He actually tanks the flash combo. I don't know if Hans wants to react to that or not, but the Q from the Aphelios misses. Flash auto doesn't get the kill. Triple knock up under tower. Yike is mid. Humanoid stunned up.
Does still have the flash, but Caps is sliding in, and Yike is flashing for second blood. G2 absolutely rolling through this early game.
Blunders through bot side. They had such an insane jungle lead in terms of camps, but they threw it away on that bot gank, losing all their summoners apart from the Ghost, and now Yike transitions to mid and gets a kill too. So this is a Rell with 3 camps that's managed to pull off 2 plays in just under 4 minutes.
You wanted a bloodbath, man. Game 1, and you're already getting, we expected a slower early game, but G2, they're not known for that. Their early game dominance.
Is that on a ward?
I imagine he gets spotted here.
No,
he doesn't.
What?
To circumvent the vision. Humanoid, he thinks he's safe.
What?
An incredible play there from Yike. The mid-jungle duo make the play happen. The ward was not quite in position to spot him out.
You can see from the skin, it's definitely not a ward, so unsurprising there that he was able to sneak past, but what a start from G2 and what a start from Yike, able to respond both in the bottom lane and get that kill in the mid, and now 1,000 gold lead building up for G2.
Yeah, so that ward just checked. Caps pinged that the ward is around that area. So Yike kind of soft guessed that he should hug the wall if he wanted a good chance. Wow. So we've got a bot wave stacking up here. G2 looking for a dive would be very difficult. The Alistar is only level 2, so not having access to that stun makes the dive a bit easier, but I think they're just here to crash the wave. And let's not forget, a lot of camps still up for Razork here. Blue buff still available. Yike's going to take that one away. And Razork individually still even slash ahead despite the kill. Oh, he's reset it. Oh, that's going to sting. He should get it in time, but
Yeah, he's fine.
We'll be able to get it. Hex flash over the wall there to get to safety. But yeah, even though Razork is even-ish, Wunder has a slight lead in the top lane as Trymbi goes forward for Hans Summer. Everywhere else on the map, Fnatic are ahead. A 400 gold lead for Hans Summer and a 12 CS lead as well early on.
I'm surprised at what's happening in top lane. I think Wunder is bullying Brokenblade out of this lane. Razork will be on a ward, so I don't think G2 will be falling for a play here unless they decide to step up and try and contest. But yeah, Wunder doing a great job in the top side.
Oh, hang on.
Mikyx can dance away.
Yeah, he's fine. On Summer getting ever closer to level 5, but yeah, Wunder's been playing the lane very well. Again, they did give him his comfort champion.
Yep.
He's played it a number of times throughout the season finals, and it's been the champion they often blind pick. We expected Brokenblade to have answers to it, and starting game 1 with the Cassante, let's not forget the number of kills he was able to get against Cars Chasey as the play looks for it in bot.
Trymbi ignited, he goes in, trying to knock Hans Summer away, but he's stunned as he does, and now Noah trying to trade in with the red white. He wants to fight, but Yike is on his way. Noah doing everything he can. He dodges the crash down, but he just doesn't have the damage. And G2 will be 4-0 up in a second. Noah, the turret, he dashes into the alcove and he gets one. In response, Noah does everything to get a kill.
Bit greedy from Hans. I think he wanted to walk up and get that kill, but the turret was placed and Noah weaved in the attacks. Nice kiting there from the Fnatic AD carry.
I mean, it was very clear that G2 wanted to hand that kill over the Hans, and the way in which they set up this 2v2, initial knockup from Mikyx, a level advantage over Trymbi, his health already at about 50%, the Ignite helping secure that one as Hans picks it up in the end. Noah though, you called it, Medic, the red-white means that he has so much trading power. Yike arrives on. At this point, they're saying, oh, you know what? He doesn't have the power to turn this one around. Another play in mid.
Trymbi going in, the Emperor's Divide coming out as well as Yike tries to join the play. Cam's going to be able to put damage down to Humanoid because he has no mana. He manages to get under the tower, but the Emperor brings up a soldier and sentences Humanoid to death.
They're punishing the lack of flash on this Syndra. They made that early play, and now they're making the repeat appearance. 2K is already the gold lead for G2. And they have just been finding angles in both bot and mid, and by unlocking bot, Mikyx is roaming up to mid, but now he might be punished. Nope, he's going to walk away just fine.
Is he? Maybe he's going to go in here. Noah might get knocked up.
Mikyx gets the double knockup. Trymbi, though, can trade back in as Mikyx, with the Gleaming Quill, will heal himself up. Trymbi down to about 400 HP. Noah, though, still very healthy in this bottom lane.
Fnatic look a little bit all over the place since that level 3 failed attempt. G2 seem to be responding really well to lanes where they have advantages and resources when it comes to summoners being down for Fnatic, punishing Humanoid twice now, and the bot 2v2 going in their favor. Fnatic need to find a way to calm themselves down, steady the pace, find the next play, ask themselves questions, figure out what the plan is. Looks like Herald might be contested soon by Fnatic because Wunder, again, look at this lane, he's 20-30 CS up.
I was going to say, with the pressure that Wunder has top, I feel like that there is an easy avenue for Fnatic to play through this top side. The problem right now is being able to get this mid prior. Credit to Humanoid, he's still doing very well in the farm department. He's not too far behind in terms of experience, but now with his flash back up, he should be a little bit safer, but it's so much easier for Caps to be the aggressor in this matchup, knowing that he has the advantage to the turrets.
There's a knockback with the scan of the weak. Flash, twisted advance, Caps trying to get away, but the nature guards were rude him. Humanoid doesn't quite have the damage, needs to hit. One more order, but he can't get close enough. Yike comes in for the stun, the Shattering Strike and the Magnet Storm. And once again, everything Fnatic trying to make happen, thrown back in their faces.
And it was Humanoid that was finally getting a gank back. This was a great opportunity to knock up.
Noah doesn't have the best guns here. Purple, blue, but they try and turn it on. Hans Summer dashes forward with the killing instinct. He's down. Noah now trading back up to Mikyx, and that's 2 for the Fnatic bot lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Wunder flashes from the Q3 out of Brokenblade.
Fnatic aren't done just yet. They're throwing a lot of things at the wall. Nothing sticking, but now the bot lane has found a double kill. 3-1 on this Aphelios now, getting the upper hand onto Hans Summer and Mikyx. Maybe looking for a Herald here is Yike. Razork's right behind him, and it's on vision. Humanoid's coming out of base as well. Trymbi needs to get down here as quick as he can. Wunder's fighting Brokenblade. Razork could take the blast cone over here, gank top, and then bring Wunder down. Let's see if Brokenblade falls for this play. I'm not sure if they know that Razork's in the area. No ultimate on the Maokai, no ultimate on the Rell. Here comes Humanoid. Yike has no flash. Brokenblade, is he going to face check the Maokai?
He is. He goes in, no flash path, make it try and get away, but the Rambo Smash knocks him back, and the Ruthless Predator will stun him up. Brokenblade, no way out from the 2v1. Meanwhile, Humanoid forced away as Caps. Mikyx, Yike, and Hunsummer make sure that G2 secure the Herald. Fnatic could look for a little bit more, but they don't really have the avenue to approach.
I mean, G2 still walk away with the Herald. They were able to bring Hunsummer and Mikyx up to the play first, even without having the level 6 on Mikyx. The fact that there was no real way for the rest of Fnatic to collapse on that play after securing that initial pick mean they walk away with the objective. But you look at the gold, it's very quickly closing. 1.2k is the gold lead for Wunder right now. That's where pretty much all of the advantage for Fnatic is sitting. As I say that, Noah also finding his mojo in this game as well. 3-1-0 in the bot lane.
Surprising, isn't it? It's Noah and Wunder coming alive. I feel like yesterday was really the Razork and Humanoid show at times when Xayah was down and Wunder was just kind of left to take bad matchups. He's going to walk into this top side here as G2 drop down the Herald. A bit of an awkward map state here where I think Fnatic need to fight back against G2. They don't have any cross map available.
One's going to try and do it, but he doesn't have the dominance and he doesn't have a way out of this fight. A great call to make heals him out. The Nature Scar's coming out as well, and now Fnatic looking to fight. Humanoid TP'd into it. The Scatter League finds one. Hunsummer already down. Unleash power for a second, and Fnatic find exactly what they were looking for.
They've evened up the scoreline. Razork maybe chasing for more. Yike has no flash. Smite comes in to reduce the move speed a little bit. He's going to get the W in time. Yike gets the stun. The sapling.
The sapling slow. Not going to go any further.
Noah fighting onto Brokenblade here. He's stepping up a bit too far.
Brokenblade still has the all out, and they will pull him into the river. And this is Brokenblade's domain, but Noah with a great flash can't beat that. 200 years get defeated by the might of Cassante.
Action all across the board. The top laners all of a sudden making incredible plays. Wunder surviving the 1 versus 3 to buy time for his team to come and save him. In the bot lane, Brokenblade punishing Noah. The gold continues to stay even. It is just a bloodbath 12 minutes in.
This is what we all wanted for G2 versus Fnatic. Gold is, like I said, getting very even here. Mikyx, whoa, he almost got it. Almost stealing away a blue buff. Trymbi's now looking top. He's only level 5 at 12 minutes.
Caps has the flash. Yeah, he can just dash away. Trymbi no flash of his own, so no Q flash combo. Oh.
No one's done Dragon yet.
I was just thinking the same thing.
BB just TP'd bots. Wunder's used his TP as well. Humanoids is down. They've got both mid laners top. Top laners are bots.
Pings are coming through now, though.
Yeah, I think it's all about having their bot lanes mid really contesting these waves, but Fnatic have ignored the wave. They've gone straight towards this Dragon. BB does have a pink if he wants to place it over the pit. Boom,
I don't think they're going to contest. I don't think it's worth it. With Cap sitting top, he's going to prioritize securing those plates for himself.
Yike might go for it, though.
Blast comes in. Can almost crash down now. 59 HP. Twisted advance forward. Yike's now going to be knocked back, but he should be able to get to the wall and finds an escape route as Mikyx gets the knock-up. Dominus used. Hex splashing by Trymbi, but he decides to flash away instead. Guys, we're 13 minutes in. There have been 13 kills. Let's take a breath. Let's take a moment. Let's assess the state of the game. As we've been saying, pretty even in terms of gold, but where that gold is on either team really differs.
Yeah, the gold, very even. It's all over the place. I think the carry of the Azir being ahead is great, but look at the vision, the bot side vision that G2 have. They always have this deep vision on the side that they're playing towards. Now Mikyx's trying to transition it towards the top side as Wunder and Brokenblade trading heavily. Wunder not having the ultimate there is going to decide to back away, but it's become about a mid to top game. Fnatic need to get this mid push into top and keep Caps under tower. That way they can kind of suppress this Azir and try to look for plays. They have the mythic advantage in mid lane for now, so Caps needs to take a base soon.
I mean, one of the biggest differences you'll see is the experience. Caps getting closer to level 11 as Humanoid very close to ticking over to level 10. All of those early ganks really paying off in the favor of Caps as moved on to a side lane. Brokenblade now looks at the 1v1.
Still no dominance for Wunder. Does use the Iron Spike whip and the Gordron going back with the cold meat, but it's not enough as Brokenblade buys the kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Noah's just been caught out on this lonesome G2 strike in 2 places at once.
Just like that, G2 find 2 quick kills. The early laning phase went heavily in favor of Wunder, but Brokenblade, after completing that mythic, is looking so much stronger. We're going to look back now as Noah gets punished.
Why is Noah alone here? He's catching mid-wave by himself. His jungler's on Krugs. His support took a base as waves were being contested. Whereas the G2 3-man core stays together and punishes those reset timers, those clear timers, finding these windows. Well played from Brokenblade. Wunder didn't have the dominus for that 1v1.
G2, they're a team that's not afraid to make the play. They found a good angle there, and they're able to punish Noah for it. We now look at Herald as the next major objective on the map, spawning in about a minute and a half. TP's going to be unavailable for Caps, should be up for Wunder and for Humanoid. Fnatic will have options to be able to contest this. Look at Yike as he's trying to navigate his way through this vision.
I think he was seen on this ward at the back of the lane, though, as he walked into the first bush. So Humanoid able to back away a little bit. Trymbi here for protection. The control ward's helping Fnatic keep vision, at least for the moment. And Humanoid should not step up here, but you never know.
You'll see Noah doing what he can to stay relevant in the game. Catching that mid wave, even with Hansama in terms of experience. I think he should have enough gold. The pings are coming down about his base. I wonder if this gives an opportunity for G2 to look for something. Looks like that there's no window there. Instead, Hansama just going to look to try and push this wave in as quickly as possible. But there we are, first item now completed for Noah.
Already got that Kraken Slayer Mythics across the board. Only Trymbi actually lacking his first item. 30 seconds on the Herald, 2 minutes on the Drake means that we expect to see the teams funneling resources up towards that top side. Obviously help you break those mid-tier ones.
Yeah, you can see Razork trying to get a little bit of vision with Saplings. Going to see Yike on his blue. Can try and force him back here and take it away because the G2 bot lane was leaning towards the bot side of the map. Maybe trying to cover off a play onto Brokenblade or look for a pick onto Wunder. W away, smite it. Down it goes. Doesn't have the upgraded jungle pet, so they can't actually access that. But a play on mid again. Noah's alone.
Mikyx going in with the quickness, dashes onto Hansama. Noah able to flash away in time. Moonlight Vigil doesn't connect, but G2 can now push in as 3.
The thing is, it gives them mid control, which then gives them access to the top
No
river.
quickness on Mikyx, that's the TP behind. Knock back, Nature's Grass coming out as well as Noah begins to step forward. Yike able to keep Trymbi and Razork busy for a moment, but now Mikyx has to dash away. Hansama able to escape with his flash and his cleanse. Fnatic now funneling in. They're looking for more in the river. They want to chase, as you say, Caedrel. The flash, twisted advance, knock back, Bramble Smash, not enough to keep Mikyx at bay. Trymbi, flash, headbutt, knock back, but Caps has a flash of his own. Summoners fly across the map, but no one dies. As of yet, the Riptail, though, is at the moment as Wunder is the first of all. Hansama going in. Brokenblade trying to get up to the back line. Noah, nowhere to go. He's in the pen. No flash, no back. SG2 begins to open up the fight. Hansama down though with the unleashed power. Humanoid the hell on mana. Trymbi insane. A double for Humanoid so far now. As Brokenblade is trading with Razork, and Brokenblade will take it. Humanoid trying to escape. The Caps is on the chains alongside Yike. What can you do here, Humanoid? Do you have anything? A Montpellier miracle perhaps for you, but now Caps and Yike continue to close in. Wolves hungry for blood. But Humanoid able to keep Caps at bay because Caps knows a single spear would spell his demise. Good knock back, the blast cone there in time, and Humanoid escapes.
These fights are setting the scene for this series. Endless pursuit from Fnatic that eventually backfires as G2 find the turn. Fnatic invested 4 flashes and 2 TPs to make this happen. Yeah. They needed to chase them. They needed kills. Here comes the first one as the double TP comes onto this ward. Noah lost his flash already, and Mikyx has the ultimate, so they focus down the front line. Hans is forced back with his summoners gone. But G2 are so slippery. But Fnatic were forced to go for this because they invested so many resources to try and get something.
Fnatic just couldn't lock anyone down. And after they'd overchased, G2 find a punish.
Trymbi head flash, straight onto Yike, knocked him back to Humanoid. Nature's Grass going to keep the rest of G2 from getting in. Brokenblade with a TP behind them, and I don't think a great stun. Yike able to get it in, diving into the middle as Wunder gets one. Meanwhile, it's just a cluster of damage. Spells flying everywhere. Trying to trade back 1-for-1 so far. Humanoid dashing around. Caps is going to fall. And now Brokenblade and Mikyx and Hansama needs to get out, but the twisted advance will lock Hansama in place. Fnatic continue to fight. G2 and Brokenblade continue to do everything they can. Everything in their power. An artist at the edge of the abyss. Brush strokes at the brink of death for Brokenblade. And once again it proves he is the best top in the EU.
17 kills to 11. Send the scaling to hell. This is just a brawl in the river. The dragon still goes down to Fnatic. But what a crazy fight. I thought that knockup from Mikyx would have cemented it for G2. Look at this play from Mikyx. He's hiding off on the flank. The engage onto Yike. It looks like he's going to be isolated here, but 3 members knocked up, and then Fnatic find a way to turn it around.
Brokenblade also pushes Noah into the fray, and he also ults him in. Cap stopwatch is on top of all of Fnatic. Caps is down. I thought the fight was over, but it's Brokenblade. And it's Brokenblade, and it's Brokenblade again. It's basically a 1v4 at this point because Hansama's going to die off to the left here, I believe, up against Trymbi, Razork, and Wunder. They turn thinking they can clean up the fight. Humanoid's down in the 1v1. Brokenblade flashing to get that kill onto Razork. Trymbi has to run for the hills, and Wunder doesn't have the rage to fight back. Mikyx's just there to support him in case they jump on top of him, but BB, calm and collected. He knows he's got a big job ahead of him.
He cracks Fnatic's necks, and then he cracks his own. And now the Rift held. We saw a fight around here like 10 minutes ago. Now it will finally be taken by G2. What a game, lads. Like, come on, just...
It's just game one, man.
It's been incredible
Two more to go.
I think you'll find more of these, buddy.
Moly.
I mean, huge credit to Trymbi as well. He's finding some incredible plays. It's just the rest of Fnatic can't quite follow up. He has now found Brokenblade. Not the person he wants to find.
He's got the all-out. Could bring Trymbi back, but Trymbi able to keep himself away from the wall, away from danger. Humanoid is catching top wave while Wunder is being matched by Caps down towards the bottom side.
And in scenarios like this, I would say, you know, Fnatic, slow it down, try and scale, but, you know, don't. I don't think they should. They have 2 dragons, they need to fight the next one. They need to make sure Baron doesn't get burst down by the Azir Kai'Sa, so they can't drop map control, so they have to walk in, throw jungle and clear out pinks in the face of G2 and kind of dare them to go in, and G2 aren't going to flinch, they're going to call your bluff in the game of chicken. Here they go.
Brokenblade pulling back Razork, TP coming in, killer instinct by Handsummer, but Razork will burn the flash to escape. Gets an ultimate, gets a TP out. Will G2 decide to stay around and continue to gain control of this area of the map? They have the control ward in there, but it looks like it's just going to be recalls. Brokenblade will go bot to match Wunder. But now TP advantage for the next few minutes for Fnatic. They've got 2 and there's none on G2.
Fnatic need to keep just walking in non-stop, just face check. Use saplings, use Syndra QE to make sure the bushes are clear, get wards down, get that pink on Baron you can see there at the back of the pit. They need to keep that. They've got 2 blue orbs as well, so they've got a bit of resources to slow this Baron down. But the second they drop the ball for upwards of 10 seconds, that Baron is gone. And once the Baron's gone, the game's gone.
The problem that Fnatic have right now is answering Brokenblades. Like, Wunder has hit level 14. He's matched in terms of experience, but Brokenblade alone is kind of forcing Razork and Trymbi out of their own half of the map. He is the protector of vision right now. He's now moved over to the weak side of the map. His TP is going to be relatively soon available for a potential Baron fight. But also, with the Herald now being dropped in bot, it gives them a window to generate some pressure. The Dragon is going to be spawning in about 1 minute, 20 seconds. Both teams are already thinking about this as G2 continue to keep this pressure around Baron.
They can force the Herald bots to make Wunder have to respond and maybe get his TP here. You can see Wunder instantly basing as Brokenblade's moving up. This mid wave could be pushed in and G2 could start Baron off of it, so Wunder needs to be quick on the TP because their bot towers are going to start bleeding. I think G2 are going to start up Nash here because they've got such good map setup. Fnatic, they've got
that's what they're going to do.
no blue orbs. They need to spot this out soon. This is probably going to get melted. Wunder, it's a bit of an awkward call. Does he TP in? He's so close already. I think he might have to. Fnatic, how do you respond to this?
No flash on Razork, which means he has to take the long way around. Mikyx trying to get the quickness in TP as well by Wunder, but already the Baron has been secured. Killer instinct forward by Handsummer. He's going to get twisted advance forward, but the cleanse coming out, and now Fnatic crowd into another checkpoint. But Yike goes in, and the 4-man Magnus Storm is enough for G2 to absolutely wipe Fnatic off the face of the rim.
It is an ace for G2. Handsummer will sacrifice his life, but he still secures the triple kill. Unbelievable engage from the man in the jungle. The young rookie, Yike, Rookie of the Year. What an incredible engage. G2 not missing a single beat. Put Fnatic in the ground, secure the Baron. And now they're knocking on the doors of Fnatic's base.
What a setup. That was flawless map setup from G2. Fnatic, it's such an awkward response because do you TP, do you don't? You're so close, but G2 are forcing your hand. Eventually you have to go for it. And it's at the point where Fnatic say to themselves, well, we've TP'd in now. If we let them get out, it's over. We have to fight, and we have to stand our ground. So in they come. G2 aren't hesitating, they're gonna fight back. And it's Yike who sets it up. Caps follows up as well. Instant engage. Now watch Caps dashes in, gets the push, actually misses half the members, maybe he got CC'd.
Splits the team up, Caedrel.
Yeah, splits the team up, and then G2 clean them up. Yeah, you can see Hans will die here, I think, to Razork, but wow, what a setup.
That's just magnificent from Yike. The guy in his rookie season here in the LEC, wins Rookie of the Split, wins 2 titles, undefeated in finals so far in Europe, and now finds the perfect re-engage after a great scat of the week from Humanoid had hit 3 of his teammates. G2 now barreling through the base, 24 minutes in, 34 kills and a 9,000 gold lead for G2. And everything Fnatic's done, every moment that they've tried has just been stymied by G2.
G2 playing safe. Not going to go for the push here, not going to try and finish, going to get the Dragon, deny any kind of soul point, and then play through top. Noah just finished his Gale Force. It's 24 minutes into the game. Caps is almost level 16. This Aphelios is level 12. They're so far behind at this point. I don't think there's a way of coming back. But I think there was a lot of success here for Fnatic in this game in terms of being able to fight back.
Yep.
But G2, man, even if they drop the ball sometimes in the early game and give you a way back into it, their mid to late game, their setup around objectives is just fantastic, and Fnatic really need to find a way to crack that.
It was the small mistakes, right? Noah staying alone in the mid tower. How many times did they attack him?
Yeah.
That flank that we saw from Fnatic in mid was off the back of that initial engage onto Noah. They knew that he had no flash, and they wanted to try. Well, they actually forced his flash out from him, and then Fnatic tried to find a collapse, but G2 then played the fight very well once again. There's a reason why they sit at the top of Europe. After MSI, they were very clear and that we were not good enough. We needed to level up dramatically, and the G2 from spring is not the same G2 that we are seeing right now.
Continue to grow and evolve. Brokenblade most of all. He's had a very good year, but he continues just to excel. Like,
I mean, it's his best year ever in his career, I think.
It's also Mikyx.
Yeah, and yikes. And Summer's doing pretty damn well as well. You know, Caps, yeah, he's letting the team down, really.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's easy to use the argument when you're winning, it's easy to look good, but they're winning because they look so damn good.
TP's coming in. Fnatic need to hold this wave. Razork might need to pop the ultimate. There it is. They need to stop G2 on this wave.
Yeah, Mikyx in the front line, Wunder trying to get forward. As Brokenblade is locked up, and he has the gargoyles, and he'll tank that, and that's okay for him. Yike towards the bottom side of the fight does not have the flash. In fact, we're lacking flashes across the board here. Brokenblade has one, could pull back as Mikyx dashes forward, jumps away.
It's a matter of time. G2 are going to now force on the next cannon wave. Razork's ult is down, Wunder's ult is down. G2 are going to look for the dive. Fnatic need to defend this inhibitor. They have to go in.
Trymbi, good double knock up immediately. They dive forward, Brokenblade knock back, and they Moonlight Victory not quite enough. The ignite is ticking, but Brokenblade will live through it. And once again, close but no cigar for Fnatic in these fights. So many times they have been on the brink of winning out, but here Brokenblade survives and can TP back, and with Wade pushing in mid and bot wave double supers on its way forward. Wunder, good dash back with this Predator here on Mikyx. No unleashed power used by Humanoid, the TP, and by Brokenblade as they look to try and take the final inhibitor tower. Mikyx low, Hansama 2, Humanoid flashes, and he unleashes hell upon the face of Hansama. Now G2 all hell to retreat. Humanoid, an incredible scuttle. Yike! But Yike again with the Mega Storm Scap. Gets one, no able to dash away, but it's everything for G2 once again.
Humanoid does what he can to save the game for Fnatic, but it is just not enough in the face of Brokenblade. G2 will look to secure game 1 in this best of 5.
Fnatic,
what a game it was!
They found such a good engage. They chunk out BB, Mikyx really low, Hans is dead. It's basically a 3v5, but it's the rookie of the year again. 2 solid game-winning engages. Caps was basically free hitting in the back. And that was a game with upwards of 41 kills. So you wanted 40 kills a game, similar to yesterday, you got it.
I'm just saying, my analyst told me it'd be really slow early games. So maybe I need to get like Dagda and Mikyx or something.
I mean,
what a game though.
Yeah, I mean, props to Fnatic. I think that they tried some things. I think a couple of their ideas are pretty good. Credit to Wunder in the early laning phase. He did a great job on the top side of the map, but once you entered the mid game, just every small mistake was massively exploited by G2. They feel a cut above. Fnatic are going to have to go back to the drawing board moving into game 2.
We'll see what Fnatic can do, and we'll see what the analyst desk says about game 1.
Well, I think first of all, we'll say that we're really happy that we're getting this slugfest. Much like we had the games yesterday, the team's not afraid to fight, going head-to-head immediately in this game. 41 kills in 27 minutes, but it was G2 who saw the discipline in the chaos, I guess, did they?
They were able to carve through somehow. Yesterday, that was Fnatic. But look, I think obviously G2 Fnatic, it's a grudge match. We got to rebrand this. It's a slugfest between these two teams. Just haymakers left and right. You couldn't ask for a better way to kick off the day.
No, absolutely. And we were asking in the beginning of the day, will Fnatic show up with the same early game aggression? We saw them come through with some crazy level 1. We saw them match it later into the game. Even at points where it looked like, all right, G2 has got this now. They're going to take it into the mid game. They were still fighting back. I'm looking back at a top lane dive as well. Fnatic were looking to match it despite being off tempo in a lot of the instances that we had.
And I love it because it all feels like it's controlled chaos. You know, there's all of these fights around neutral objectives, around mid lane tower. Every time there's a top lane play to take the tower or a mid lane play to take the tower, there is a fight happening. And everywhere around neutral objectives feels like so much controlled chaos. I think both teams are doing a great job, but G2 is just edging ahead because it feels like they're finding this calm in the middle of the storm. They're lulling Fnatic in a lot in this place where they're just using a lot of ultimates and a lot of key abilities to force these fights, and they're just prevailing because they're picking their moments so much better.
Yeah, it felt like every fight for G2, there was one player that saw the vision, whether it was like the Mikyx flank around Dragon or Brokenblade going nuts in that fight, the Yike ult around the Baron. They each found their moments just guarantee win a fight.
And a beauty to kick us off. I know you're going to talk about the early kills and but that Mikyx moment where he was like, did you not remember I got just interviewed as the MVP? I got my trophy?
It was ridiculous. You're talking about the first blood, right? Where everything is looking Fnatic. They're coming out here ready to fight. I actually want to take a look at that early game because I thought Fnatic had a really good plan where they were able to sort of sneak inside the enemy jungle to set up for that.
We're going to take a look in just a second in case. Yeah, I think it was an uppercut immediately that Mikyx saw that play. It was literally an uppercut for them and staved them off, so it wasn't a good start for Fnatic.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and roll this clip right here. I don't think I have the ability to draw, so we can go on through this for the meantime. But Fnatic, you'll see, they're able to find with this vision on the top side, they see Yike toward the top area of the map, and they look to walk into the enemy bot side jungle. And what they're trying to do is split the map so they can punish Hansama in the early game, break apart one of G2's most consistent lanes throughout the year. So they go in sort of unspotted through this. Razork is going to go ahead and full clear on the bot side of the map. It really disrupts the pathing that Yike is going to have. But you also have Noah and Trymbi getting this push going in the bot side to try and set it up. I'm sorry, on the opposite end, Hans and Mikyx have the push, of course, and it opens them up for this angle. Razork's going to look for the gank, but Hans and Mikyx already sort of feeling it. They're a little bit concerned. They don't know what's going on. Enemy jungler has now seen him in the bot side, and watch Mikyx wrapping around into Trybrush and finding the flash trick knock up to guarantee the kill and save Hansama. Game over.
Yeah, I think this was a great team effort from G2 because we already saw from the level 1, they got 2 deep wards. It's already 2:30. You don't see Maokai on either of the camps. He's not on red, he's not on blue. Where can he be? He needs to be on one of the buffs. So the only logical solution is that he invaded our bot side, you know, and Hans did a great job by getting the deep ward. And after that, it's just all the jungle camps are dissing.
Yeah.
There is no way you try Yike. This is really, really unfortunate that Yike has to sneak past this ward. Humanoid is playing as respectful as he can, but then Yike just comes out of nowhere. They're like, where did he come from? This is just so unexpected. Yeah. So after this, it's just the Yike show because the camps are gonna be so distinct. You're never gonna see him again. All the camps are up. Razork is saying Yike needs to be topside. All his camps are up. He's probably gonna be topside, and then all of a sudden he's ganking mid from bot side again. Then he's ganking bot, and you can't track him because he's not doing any logical things. He's just finding such creative pathings to just impact all of these volatile lanes.
And he's finding it, you know, hiding inside the pockets of where vision isn't, right? Like, you think you're safe if you're a Humanoid in that mid lane situation. And there were multiple moments throughout that game where it was both Yike and Mikyx that were using Hex Flashes to get around vision that they knew was there, to set up lane ganks, set up dives, everything. It was a very chaotic map.
It was indeed, and I want to go back to GB, who was kind of in defense of Brokenblade at the beginning of the day, not even needing to be in defense because he's had an insane year, and if Wunder could be an X factor, but he blinded Renekton, and then Brokenblade slammed Cassante and said, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but initially I thought it was really interesting blind picking the Renekton and then inviting one of the things from Brokenblade to come through in terms of his counters, but he didn't do that. He took the Cassante, which can be a bit of a skill matchup, and he even fell down in the laning phase, where he then came back with some of the skirmishes and solo kills he took, some of the team fights as well. BB's positioning was absolutely perfect, and just the threat that he was. The shutdown he also got from solo killing Noah, bit of an oopsie from Noah's side, but it really propelled Brokenblade into becoming the threat that really made it so much easier for G2 to pilot the team fights.
And I guess it created that circumstance in which Fnatic, when they were still wanting to fight back, it didn't really matter if they took out one of the targets because one of the others would pick up the slack. And you know, we saw it at multiple moments. We had Caps with a triple kill at the end, but then before it was Hansama, it was Cassante very, very often. You know, it was hard.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a situation where Fnatic thought they had the plan, right? That's a double teleport coming to the backline. They're going to blow up Hansama, but he can flash ults away. and then they're split, right? They've got a lot of damage and cooldowns that they spent on Mikyx and on Hans, but it's no kills. They keep going for the chase, but they can't finish anything off.
And I think this is really where you get lured into the trap of G2 as well. You overreach, and G2, they wait for their ultimate. They still have it around. And then even at this time with the low HP bar at Mikyx, that doesn't stop him from being a factor. Just coming around as well, aiding up with a bit of healing. Brokenblade in the middle of it all to really set them up. And despite that, Mikyx once again goes down, but it's still the rest of the members coming through until Yike finds the perfect engage in a bit.
Yeah, and this is one of the trends that we've been seeing from Fnatic this series. Is just they're just overreaching a little bit with all of the tools that they have. They're just going in, and then it's just, as I said earlier, just the calm in the storm. You know, it's just.
Watch Mikyx here, though. I mean, look at this. Coming in around while they have the teleport in from Brokenblade. That's a 3-player knockup. 4 players end up getting charmed. Talk about a perfect engage. Fnatic still have firepower to make it close, but this is where BB comes alive.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much space for him as well. He's so unkillable as well. Gargoyle Scope Plate as well. Protein Shoe as well coming through and just taking care of Humanoid on the back end. And, I mean, it's low HP spots, but it's still K'Sante things, and there's not much you can do about it when he gets this ahead in the game.
Yeah, and this is just one of the dangers of K'Sante. You know, he's a traditional tank. You know, Fnatic is probably saying, okay, their backline is dead. We're killing Caps, we're killing Hans, and then all of a sudden, the 7 kills K'Sante is there, full HP, ult up, ready to just ravage through everything.
Yeah, we know now that Fnatic is going to select blue going into the next map, but when we the next game rather,
yeah,
it's Summoner's Rift. It's Summoner's Rift all the time.
You never know.
You never know. Maybe something happens. Any case, but Ender, we know we were talking about this game and about like, oh, you know, who really was the standout on G2 because it was hard, and you said definitively Yike. Why is that?
Because from start to finish, it was just gorgeous from him. I think you could also say Mikyx, right, just for so many of the engages that Yike and Mikyx found throughout the game, the collapses, 3 players in the mid, diving Noah like 3 times underneath the mid lane tower. What sold it for me was this Baron. He just slams everybody on the Fnatic team. He was busy with the Baron, but then when he comes in and sees these 4 players group up together, after Fnatic think they have the re-engage, lights out on Humanoid trying to use that unleashed power.
Yeah, I thought we had this team fight earlier, but it's also just Handsummer initially blowing a lot of his cooldowns, maybe a bit over eager, but it spies the same where Fnatic now is completely tunnel visioning on the Kai'Sa. They forget about the rest of the members on G2, and as soon as they forget that, it's already over for them.
Indeed. It's a rough one, I think, right, for Fnatic, who we thought maybe after the 5 games yesterday, they will know exactly where their priorities lie, but I think that is one of the difficulties in going up against this G2. There's a lot of priorities to take out on their side, and then on top of that, you need to be sharp in every single one of these little skirmishes through to the big ones.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think the draft really mattered in this game, right? It was just punch after punch. G2 were the more cohesive team in the team fights. That's what it came down to. The individuals finding their moments, like the amount of ridiculous like 3-4 player engagements that we saw between Mikyx and Yike. I don't know how you realistically beat that as Fnatic.
Yeah,
What's their name together? Yeah.
Mike drop.
Yeah, I think Fnatic was still, you know, had a good showing. I feel like their approach to macro game and everything, the trades that they were doing around the map, around the heralds, and just the overall early mid game was great. It's just one of those small things. They just falter around, you know, team fight execution. But I feel like a lot of the aspects of their game was actually pretty good.
Oh, awesome. That means hopefully we'll see an even closer game going into the next one. But we're now minutes away from game 2. And as we head to a break, it looks like the audience is taking one as well with KitKat. We'll be back after this. Enjoy, guys.
The Brambles back short. Handsummer dodges it with advantage of the cleanse. Handsummer could flash away. Trymbi going forward. Handsummer low. The ignite's not going to be enough. The great down means that Trymbi falls for first blood. Coming out as well as Yike tries to join the play. Cam's going to be able to put damage down to Humanoid because he has no mana. He manages to get under the tower. Noah doesn't have the best guns here. Purple, blue, but they try and turn it on. Handsummer dashes forward. The killer instinct is down. Noah now trading back up to Mikyx, and that's 2.
Nice, Trymbi. I'm going. Oh, good. It's fine. I think we win. We win this hard, guys. Good job. Good engage. Nice one, Yakaru. Thank you, mate. Let's go.
Caps is going to need to find some sort of stun or ultimate. He actually just gets chunked out of it. Oh, take a look at that! Caps turns it!
Well, yes, Sheriff wants to redeem himself. Selfie pushing in. Ruin going to get down and straight in. Targus wants to bring it home. I don't know if he can. Are you kidding me? Who is going to end the game?